Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at Middletown, Kentucky, and it's got a really nice mix of historic charm, and it's got a little historic district, but it's also got suburban convenience and just a nice mix of all kinds of housing in there. It was founded a long time ago, 1797, and it got its name Middletown because it's halfway between Louisville and Shelbyville. But originally it was designed as a place to stop on the stagecoach on the way from Louisville to Lexington. So it's got a lot to offer, and let's get right to it and jump into it and take a look at the map. In terms of the map, let's dive right in and have a look. You can tell we're moving from downtown Louisville eastward. So we've got St. Matthews, Hurstbourne, and then Middletown. So a lot of people still work in downtown Louisville that live in Middletown a ton. But it is also the gateway out into the more rural areas of Kentucky. So positionally, it's super convenient. Let's dive right into the demographics. As usual, we won't look at all of them. I'm just going to give you some of the highlights for them. So in terms of total population, it's, let's see, 9,622. We've got a median age of 43. I want to scroll down to see how many are owner-occupied and how many are renters. So it looks like owner-occupied is 56.7% and renter is 43.3%. So there you have just a really quick snapshot of Middletown, Kentucky. In terms of walk score, it says somewhat walkable. It has a walk score of about 60. So let's look at what they're talking about. It says it's somewhat walkable. I would agree with that. The places where the suburban, more of the suburban chain type of restaurants and grocery stores and things like that, it's walkable because they do have sidewalks there, but it's heavily trafficked. Where the walkability comes in is more in the historic district area where, very nice old established neighborhoods, easy walking, a whole lot less traffic. So I would agree with that, somewhat walkable and somewhat bikeable. They do have the large, not large, they have the wide sidewalks there. So bikes are welcomed on the sidewalks. So there you have the walkability for Middletown. In terms of things to do in Middletown, there's a lot. Let's start a little bit with parks. I always like to start with parks since we have so many great ones. The one that is literally centered in Middletown in the historic area is Weatherby Park. And they have a lot of, summertime events there, and it's just a great place to stroll, go have a picnic, take your kids. It's very convenient to that central historic area. And then if you travel just a little ways east, we've got the Parklands and Beckley Park. It is one of the gems of our park system. It's part of the 100-mile bike loop. So they're not all connected yet, but they're making great strides. But they're in Beckley Park. It's a beautiful dog park. I take my dog there. Hiking trails. You used to be able to rent bikes there, but you can't do that anymore now. But you still can rent canoes. So it's just such easy access. And quite frankly, you could ride your bike from, let's say, the center of historic Middletown out to Beckley Park. So it's a great amenity. If you feel like going for a stroll in the historic area, they have just a real mix of shops, little cottages with really cute locally owned shops, and they've got places, lots of salons in that area, places to get massages, things like that. There is a consignment shop there. there aren't that many restaurants, which kind of surprises me. Lavino is the one that is probably closest to the historic district there. But it's just a nice way to kind of, if it's a nice day, warm day, it's a great way to go stroll and see some of the local shops that we have in the downtown Middletown. Don't think of it as a huge metropolis. It's downtown for suburbia. So it's a fun afternoon. It really is. There's lots more than just the historic district. So my favorite site to go see what's happening in these different areas is Go to Louisville. So I'll have it linked below. But let's look. It says Middletown, eat and drink, because the historic district doesn't have that much, but my goodness, all around it, there's tons. So if you scroll down on the Go to Louisville down to Middletown, eat and drink, I'm just going to call out a few of them here. The Blind Squirrel is a blast. It's you can watch them play volleyball there. It's huge. It's a huge complex. I mean, you can eat, drink, have fun. In addition to watching them play volleyball, that behind them they have volleyball courts for matches and practices. So that's a pretty big anchor there. And then we've got Havana Rumba is one of my favorites. It is definitely authentic Cuban food, and it is delicious. Mark's Feed Store is an institution, and the House of Marigold, it's definitely suburbia Middletown, but it's a lot of fun. It's kind of, my son says it's a place for ladies that like to lunch, and I think he's right. But that's just calling out a few, just a huge variety of both local and chains. So hopefully you can find some place to eat. Now as we move either a little further east of the downtown Middletown historic area, that's where you're going to really find your Suburban Box Stores. And there's a place called Middletown Commons, and it's huge. So it's got places like Hobby Lobby, Academy Sports, let me look here, Liquor Barn, Chick-fil-A. It's your traditional suburbia big box store retailers. So you can, it really is convenient. I keep saying it, but it definitely is convenient. So that's where you can go shop if you need to buy more stuff than just the local historic flair. In terms of schools, you would want to plug in, and the link, of course, will be down below in the description. You put the zip code 40243 for Middletown, and the map that comes out, we're going to zoom out a little bit, and you can see the pink there is the Middletown area. Right in the middle of that is Anchorage, and Anchorage is a little city in and of itself in the Middletown area. So the Anchorage schools have their own public school system. So for that Middletown area, you've got a lot of elementary schools to choose from. It looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 elementary schools to choose from. You've got one middle school, Crosby Middle School, and you've got one high school, which is Eastern High School. So take a look around. I'll let you look at that at your leisure and see which one works for you if schools are important. And then next, if private schools are what you're interested in, we'll take a look at those that are close by Middletown. If you look on the map here, you're going to see some bubbles. They've got more elementary schools than they do other schools. So we'll click on some of them here. Linden is a part of Middletown, St. Margaret Mary. That's where all of my grandkids go. They love it. We've also got St. Albert the Great, which is a pre-K through 8th grade. Pitt Academy is also pre-K through 12. Let's see over here. Holy Angels is the same, St. Patrick's. So they do have a fair amount of pre-K through 8th grade. And then when you get to the high schools, They're a little further for you, but not by very much. It's probably, you could get to in St. Matthews, you could get to Trinity in 20-25 minutes on a bad traffic day, maybe 30. So those are your choices for your private schools. We are looking here at the February 2025 data for both the MLS as well as the entire MLS, which is 275,000, with, you know, the biggest, broadest range we could possibly ask. All property types, all sizes, all bedrooms. Naturally, when we work together, you know, I'll dial it into what you're looking for. But since I don't know at this point in time, we're going to look at the broadest selection we have. I use the zip code 40243 for Middletown, and as of 2025, it looks like the median price is $345,000. So, you know, that's not surprising. As you head east in Louisville, your prices are going to go up from the downtown core area. So this is where we are in terms of your broadest search for the end of February 2025. So let's take a look at what I've got teed up here, which is for Middletown. And this is the zip code 40243, which is the primary zip code for Middletown. So we're going to look low, mid, and high. Our low is going to start with a condo on Logston Court. Just wanted to point out there's another one that came on the market for $5,000 more. So this one is what you can get for $195 in Middletown. It is 1141 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths. It's in the Douglas Hills condo community. It says it's move-in ready and available for quick possession, but I had noticed when I was looking at it before, it's been on the market for about 3 months. So I'd want to kind of take a look at why that is. So we'll do some sneak peeks at the pictures. Looks like it's upstairs. You know, pretty basic for you. Does look like it's got some fresh cabinets. The bathroom looks like it's a little outdated, but certainly from the pictures it looks nice. So that's what you can get for $195 in Middletown. The next one I wanted to show you, and I'm going to skip around because it is a loft and it's new construction. So if you're looking for a multi-family situation, these really have been selling like hotcakes. It's Burnett Ridge, and let's look at the photos since we're here. It truly is a loft. I believe it's 2 bedrooms. We'll take a look. But these are brand new, and like I said, I know they started with over 30, and I think they're down to the lofts at Burnett. Oh, they've only got 13 left now. This is 1,300, 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and it's $334,900. So if you're looking for a newer construction in terms of multifamily, this is a good one. And then let's look at the mid for single families, and we'll start with, it's 1605, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Both are full. They say it's a charming ranch in Douglas Hills. Now, Douglas Hills is a very desirable community. And again, like we talked about before, it's convenient to a lot of different things. So let's take a quick peek at some of these pictures. to see if it truly is move-in ready. They got 50, so we're going to blow through it. Okay, yep. All right. Yeah, okay. Looks like your pretty standard, typical ranch. I want to go back to the detail. 1985. Yeah, so it's a standard ranch. And wanted to see if I could find real quick if it's got a basement. No, so it does have a crawl space, which sometimes is more convenient than a slab. And then if we want to bump it up to the highest single family in the Middletown area, this it looks looks a lot older, but it says it was built in 1977. 5 bedrooms, 3,031, 2 full baths, 1 half bath. Let's see. This is a very attractive thing right here. 3 acres, in such a central area. So this is a pretty. That's where the money's coming in. Is you've got all the acreage, and if the city of Louisville starts to change up zoning a little bit, where you can put more houses on acreage, maybe it could be your home/investment property. So in terms of this particular 40243 area code, which is smack dab all of Middletown, this is your low, medium, and high. So I wanted to make you aware of a neighborhood that is not technically in Middletown, but it is right adjacent to Middletown, and that's Lake Forest. And the zip code for this, if you're interested, is 40245. It says it was built in 1991. There is one house in there. I'm going to show you that it was in the 1980s. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But anyway, the website says 1991. It's a golf community. The golf course was designed by Arnold Palmer. It's got your clubhouse, your pool, tennis courts, pickleball. So it's a nice community if you're looking for those kinds of amenities. And since it's so close to Middletown, all the things I talked about before you have easy access to. So let's look at this first one that is the lowest price. There's 5 results in here. Its living area is 3731. We've got a walkout finished basement, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3 full, 1 half. See, it says 1991 when the community started. This is 1986. Maybe there were some houses in there before, and a developer developed the land and then just kind of plopped them into being part of Lake Forest. So down here, nothing. The only thing that really jumps out to me is its price below appraisal. And if I'm working with you, I would want to talk to the listing agent about why that is. Could be that the family is moving and they need to sell quick. You never know. That's not a negative sign on its face. So we'd want to take a look at that. Let's look at some pictures. That's a bedroom. Let's start with the front door. Very nice. I'm a big fan of hiding that garage so that it doesn't look like a car lives there. So they did a nice job there. Very nice. And for a 1980 something, this really looks updated. So that's nice. We're gonna blow through these just to give you a flavor for what that $629.9 price can get you in a community with all those amenities. It looks like it's coming off the bedroom, I guess. So what we do is a deep dive, certainly to see what the HOA fees are. So we'd look at your total cost. That's a nice, that's a basement, walkout basement. That's very nice. So it's beautiful, beautiful, and it's priced below appraisal. So that's a good one. Now we're going to go to that next price point. So you got here $645, $799. So let's go to this $849 and see what this is. So we'll start with the pictures. This is also again in Lake Forest. Very open. Yeah, that's it looks like it hasn't been updated cosmetically at least. This reminds me of the 90s. 2000s. It could have been built in 2000. We'll see. Very nice open floor plan there. Now this looks updated. Beautiful spot. I'd be sitting there every morning with my coffee. It's gorgeous. So very nice. Let's go look at the detail. It's 6,253 square feet, walkout basement, 5 bedrooms, 5 baths, 4 full, 1 half, built in 2000. And I don't see anything that jumps out to me on the description. So that's what you're going to achieve at the $849.9. Start price. Negotiation is everything, but that's where it starts. And then here we go to the higher one, the highest one right now on the market in March of 2025, 1.25. And we'll take a look at these pictures and see. That's they have a movie theater, it looks like, in the basement. Open concept. Looks dated, but of course very nice bones, as they say. Very nice closet. Okay, so this gives you a very quick flavor. It's on the golf course on a cul-de-sac. Okay, let's look at the detail. It's 7,036 square feet, 7 bedrooms. So a couple more than the other ones that we looked at. 6 baths, 5 full, 1 half, built in 2006. Let's see, 7. Nothing jumps out. I mean, I got Derby on the mind now since we're getting into Derby season here already in Louisville. So looks like a great way to have a party at your Derby house. So that's what you can get for your money in Lake Forest, just outside of Middletown. And there you have Middletown. We went through things super quick, but as always, I'll have the links down there. So if you want to dive in, take your time, examine what we're talking about. And as always, you can give me a call or email me. I also have Calendly, however you say it, set up. So if you wanted to do a half-hour Zoom call to go in specific to what you're looking for, or what questions you have about Middletown or any of the other areas that we've got on our neighborhood tours, just reach out and have a good day. Take care.